Good morning, Wolfpack. Today it is Thursday. It is March 19th. It is a beautiful day outside. The sun is trying to peek out through the clouds. It's warm outside right now. It's 66 degrees and it's supposed to be 76 degrees today, so it's going to be warm. I hope that you can go outside and play today and enjoy this nice, not rainy day that we have, because we have had a lot of rainy days this spring. So I hope that you get outside. Even though it's a little wet, you can still maybe ride your bike or draw with sidewalk chalk or just run around and play tag and have fun. So I hope that you get out and do that today. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reading this story called Feathers and Hair, What Animals Wear. The author is Jennifer Ward and the illustrator is Jing Song. And so this book is all about animals and their unique features. And remember, we talked about that word unique a long time ago. It was our last day of school before we got out for a really long time. So on March 2nd, we talked about animals and what that word unique means. And we looked at that book called What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? And when we come back to school, we're going to get to finish that book and we'll look at the questions that you wrote and see if your questions get answered. But we talked about what that word unique means. And remember, if something is unique, that means that it's different or special. And so what we're going to be doing as we read this story is we're going to be looking at animals and what kind of unique feature they have on their body that helps them survive and that helps them be different from other animals. Because we all have something unique about ourselves, just like animals have something unique about them that helps them survive. So we're going to be reading this story, and I like the cover of this book because it says feathers and hair. But look at the word hair. It's written in all kinds of different animal prints to show the different kind of animals that are in this story. So I'm excited to read this to you today. Let's go ahead and get started with our book. And you know I don't like the cover of the story, so I'm going to take it off. I wonder what kind of print this could be. And as I'm reading the story, when I stop to ask a question, I want you to tell a family member or someone at your house, it could be a friend, what the answer to my question is. So if I were to ask you, what animal has this kind of skin? I would want you to turn and talk just like we do in our classroom to your family members or your friends at your house to tell them what the answer is. I'm wondering what this kind of animal is also. Some animals wear feathers. Some animals wear hair. Some animals wear prickly spines and roam without a care. Can you tell someone in your family what animal this is? And look, Yossi's decided to join us for the rest of our story. Can everyone say hi to Yossi? Yossi will wave. Look, hi! Some animals wear armor. Armor is something that a lot of soldiers and knights wear to keep them safe. It's usually metal and they wear it on their chest and sometimes on their legs and their arms. So I wonder why this animal needs to wear armor on its body. Some wear a traveling shell. I want you to turn to your family member. Why do these animals need a shell on their body? Why is this feature unique to them? Some wear tough and pointy horns that serve them very well. Some animals wear slippery skin. Some animals wear scales. Some wear skin quite thick, not thin, from their noses to their tails. Some animals wear extra fur. So we know that this animal right here is a polar bear. I want you to tell someone in the room with you, why do you think the polar bear needs to wear extra fur? Some animals dress plain. Ooh. Some animals wear wild hair that scientists call a mane. What adjective, remember an adjective is a word that we use to describe something. And you know our adjective song. So this, as I would describe this lion, the adjective that I would use would be the word fierce. Could you think of another adjective that you would use to describe this lion? Tell someone in the room with you what adjective, what describing word you would use to describe our lion. Some animals wear color. And change their colors too. But only one wears clothes from head to toe. And that animal is you. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to read this page to us, or to you, so that you can get a better understanding of what the animal is. I'm not going to show you the pictures because it's going to be hard for me to read like this, but I'm going to hold it like this and I'll go back and I'll show you the animal that it's talking about, okay? So we're going to, I'm going to read a little bit about each one of the animals and then we'll talk about their special features. So on the first page we saw a bird, and we know that a bird wears feathers, and that was its special feature. So it says birds are the only animals that have feathers. Feathers come in a variety of sizes, colors, and shapes, and each type has a specific purpose depending on the species of bird and where it lives. Then the next animal that we saw is an animal that wears hair, and I wonder if any of you can guess what this is. Well, it's a monkey, and a monkey is a mammal. All mammals have hair or fur, and that's why we're considered mammals, because we have hair on our bodies. And then I asked you this question as we went through. This animal is a porcupine, And the adjectives that was used to this, it says some animals wear prickly spines. So that word prickly describes how the spines are. And so it says porcupines are also mammals. They wear spines, quills, or bristles. In some species, the quills can detach and spear a predator. The next animal that we learned about is an armadillo. And an armadillo is also a mammal. It has a little bit of hair, but is mostly covered with overlapping bands of hardened skin that help it protect from predators' claws or teeth. The next two animals was a tortoise and a hermit crab. We find those usually around the ocean. The tortoise is a reptile. It wears a permanent shell, a collection of bony plates that are fused together and grow continuously throughout its life. Its body is covered in scales. Scales on a reptile are actually overlapping layers of skin. The hermit crab, a crustacean, must find another animal's discarded shell to wear in order to protect its soft, exposed stomach. As its body grows larger, it must periodically discard that shell and find a bigger one. And so some of the other animals, I'm not going to read much about the other ones just because it'll take a little while. But if you'd like to know more about it, you can message me back or comment, and I'll send you a comment back. So this animal right here is a rhinoceros. This one is a gazelle, and it says it has tough and pointy horns. So the horns on a rhinoceros and a gazelle keep it protected from its predators. And so the adjectives that were used to describe these two animals' horns were tough and pointy. You know what animal this is? This is a frog. And it says some animals are slippery skin. So the skin is our noun, and our adjective is the word slippery. Oops. Some animals wear scales. This is a fish. Some animals wear thick skin. And so a thick would describe our word skin. And this is an elephant. Polar bear. Owl. Let me see if I can find the technical name of this owl. It just says owl. Lion. And we talked about how it has wild hair, which wild would be our adjective that describes hair. This right here, let's see what animal this is. I believe it is a chameleon. It is a chameleon, and a chameleon can change colors. And this is still the chameleon. This is an octopus and a seahorse. They can change their colors. And then we know that our last animal was a human. So what you're going to do today with this story is we learned all about how animals use their unique features to help them survive. Like polar bears have extra fur on their body because they have to have it because they live in cold water. And we know that octopuses can change colors depending on where they are in the ocean to help them blend in. So what you're going to do today is you're going to either choose an animal that was not in the story, so a different kind of animal, or you can create your own animal. It could be a made-up animal. If you want it to be a pugacorn, Joey Kate, you could create a pugacorn. But you have to tell me what the animal's special feature is to help it survive. So let's say that I want to choose an animal that's not in the story. Let's say I want to choose a dog. So I could choose a dog, and I would draw a picture of the dog, and I'm going to write a paragraph about the dog. So my questions to you are, what is your animal? What is its special feature that helps it survive? Where would it live? And what does it eat? So let's say that I choose, I said that I could choose a dog. Its special feature would be that it can bark. And so it barks to let me know that someone is near. Or I could choose an animal such as a penguin. A penguin's special feature would be its skin, or the fur on its skin that can get wet or dry, and its ability to swim in the water because it can swim really, really fast. That's its special feature that helps it survive. So what I would do is I would write a paragraph about my penguin or my dog, and I would tell all about its special feature, where it lives and what it eats and how it survives. So that would be mine, and then you're going to draw a picture of it. You're going to illustrate it and show me the special feature in your illustration. If you want to, because you know I like this, make sure you include your label so I know where the special feature is, and you can kind of tell me what's in your illustration, okay? So that, it's all going to be on Google Classroom with your checklist. I've got some good stuff for you today on your checklist, so I hope that you check that out on Google Classroom and enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed reading our story today. I can't wait to come back tomorrow and read you a different story. I'm going to our classroom today to pick up some more books, so we'll get to hear some more stories, and I'll make sure that everything is nice and clean and set up for you. So I hope you have a great Thursday, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.